Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, where the Rangers lose 4-3 to the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes, in so winning the game, push it to a Game 5 and stay alive. Now, this is the most two things are very true at the same time. To be upfront about it, Rangers played terribly tonight. That was the worst first period they have played in God knows how long, outside of the playoffs or inside of it. They looked terrible. They played very poorly in front of the net. The final power play for the Canes, where they would score the fourth goal, the game-winning goal, I thought there was some really bad stuff on that power play, or on that penalty kill. Everyone needs to freaking relax. I'm seeing people talk about how the series is over, and here come the Canes, and the reverse sweep is coming. Guys, it is Game 4. The series is a 3-1 advantage. It was 3-0 entering play. The Rangers had won 7 consecutive games to begin the postseason. This is not a panic moment. It just simply isn't. It was annoying, because if they would have played even slightly less terribly, they win the game. But everyone just needs to take a deep breath. Because if you go through the goals, the first one, Kuznetsov getting the Canes on the board, that was just a undefendable pass. Now, would you absolutely love to see Trouba not cough the puck up like that? Oh God, yes. He was awful in this game. This might be genuinely the worst game Jacob Trouba's ever played as a Ranger. And you might say, Weston, isn't recency bias playing into that? Oh, it definitely is. But I'm not going to change my answer. He looked really bad. You'd like to see that not happen. The second goal, which was the Nosen goal, again, poor defense in front. Pretty sure it was Trocheck missing his man on that one. Third goal, the Sebastian Aho goal in the first period that made it 3-1. I think it was Panarin that missed his guy and left Aho alone. Would love to see Trouba actually affect play when he's trying to affect it, but he just simply did not, and Aho scores a wide open goal. Here's the thing. Trouba can't really defend all that much. People were losing their minds at the penalty kill, Adam Fox on the penalty kill, but the penalty kill, Panarin, and Trocheck. Those are 3 things, Weston. Wake up, can you tell I'm tired? This was the first power play goal of this series. They were 16 for 16 before that power play, or before that penalty kill. Panarin scored a game winner 2 nights ago, and Trocheck scored a game winner in overtime. By the way, Panarin's was also in overtime, in case you forgot. And Trocheck scored a game winner in overtime 4 nights ago. This is not guys who have been terrible all playoffs continuing to be terrible. This is not a part of the Rangers game that has been terrible all playoffs continuing to be terrible. It's a line that's been lights out all postseason in the Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere line, having an off night defensively. And it was the penalty kill that has literally this series been perfect, giving up a goal. Should Fox have defended better there? Yes. Sebastian Aho had free real estate in front of Igor Shesterkin, and that was terrible execution by him on there. He's just doing nothing. Go do anything else. Go play tic-tac-toe on the wall with a kid in the stands. It might be more effective. This is not a bad penalty kill. It was a bad play in that thing. It was isolated. That is everything about this game. It's isolated. It was a very, very, very bad game, and it's annoying because they very easily could have won it. And they almost did, mind you, because they play a terrible period in the first, worst one of the playoffs. Will Coley mercifully gets a goal. Huge play there by Coley to get something on the board. And you could tell when that happened. The building was dead silent, and they still had a goal lead. And then they make it 3-1. You leave that first period. The Rangers looked awful. You come out in the second. You get a goal from Gaudreau. Beautiful tip in front off of a shot by Schneider. They started to tighten it up. You go into the third. Lafreniere gets his 4th of the playoffs. Banks it off of Freddie Anderson. That was hilarious, by the way. Banging it off of his butt was just mint. And you tied it 3 apiece. Lindgren takes a bad penalty that, listen, did he trip him? Yeah. He definitely did. I thought he made contact with the puck first. And I understand, oh, well, Weston, the rule changed now, and you can't just initiate contact with the puck. You then can't do that and still trip them. You have to just initiate contact with the puck, but you still can't trip them. It's the playoffs of a 3-3 game. Like, there were, that's the only thing in the last few minutes, and I'm not going to blame the referees, because that would be stupid. But I am saying it was a fluke. It was a fluky thing. It was not a reoccurring problem. It was a penalty that, like, yeah, it's a penalty. It's not the end of the world. People that are talking about this like the sky is falling are out of their minds. Now, you lose game 4 or game 5, discussions might start to be had, and I'm fine with that. People are talking about, oh, you can't let it go back to a game 6 in Carolina because the Canes are, like, unbeatable at home. They're so good there. Rangers took one of the two in Carolina. And I don't know if you've noticed this. People are terrified of, you know, oh, what if it goes back to Carolina and it's a 3-2 lead? What about it going back to New York as a 3-1 lead? They haven't lost at home yet. They're 4-0. Yeah, you can build up the Canes, and that's valid. Rangers are better at home. They haven't lost yet at home. This was the only time to this point of the postseason where they've lost. And the thing within this fan base, and I understand it, because they've blown leads in the past. They blew back-to-back 2-0 leads. 3-0 lead is so infinitely different. And more than that, the mentality is different. The Rangers were the underdog in that Tampa series. They just simply were. That was a back-to-back Stanley Cup champion. They were never going to win it. They were close, and they could have. But that was never in the cards. Last season, they didn't have home ice advantage. They didn't have the pleasure of Game 5 being in New York. They didn't have the pleasure of Game 7 being in New York. And maybe it wouldn't have mattered because they won the first two in Jersey and then lost the next two in New York. So maybe it wouldn't have mattered at all. This isn't that team. This isn't the team that was scraping by and was the third spot in the Metro going into the playoffs. And this wasn't a team that overachieved and was playing the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. It is the President Trophy winning juggernaut that is unreal at home, that started the postseason 7-0, returning to their home to play a Game 5 where they can wipe a rival off the face of the planet. Stop acting like this team isn't great. That's the biggest thing that got me with this game, is people talking about how these isolated incidents, this one game, as if it's a reoccurring thing. This isn't a Game 6 in Carolina, where you had a 3-2 lead, and you blew it, and now you got to go play Game 7. You were up 3-0. It is borderline... It is not even borderline. It's ridiculous to be upset that they didn't start the postseason off with back-to-back sweeps, which is what people are upset about. The Carolina Hurricanes are a really, really, really good hockey team. And it is unreasonable to expect a sweep out of them. Now, knowing what we knew through the first 3 games, yeah, it was closer, and it could have easily been a sweep. But imagine telling someone a week ago that people would be reacting as if the world was ending because they had to play Game 5. Multiple things can and are true. This was a bad game. They need to take something from it because they can't play like that consistently. But here's the thing, they haven't. And I am more than willing to say it is a one-off event and that they fix it on Monday night in Game 5. That game is at 7 p.m. on Monday night. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. And I feel good going into Game 5. And I implore you to also feel good going into Game 5. Because this team that wears the blue shirt and that will wear the blue shirt on Monday is not the team that was there in the playoffs last season or the season before. They are the new Rangers. They are the Juggernaut Rangers. They are a monster. And I have confidence going into Game 5. But as for right now, that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.